First and foremost, congratulations on a good win on Tuesday night. Slough, tough team, really came here to play.
Yeah, they, like the manager said, after it was a real free hit for them, they played differently, like he said, to what they usually do, because it was a no pressure situation, free hit. They came and played football where they've been really direct but really good at it, and they came and shackles off, no pressure, platform to showcase their ability, and they were good. Them and St Albans are probably the two best teams we've played. And again, our players deserve credit because they have to deal with that pressure every game of a team coming and raising their game, and we dealt with it pretty comfortably, I thought.
You had to move the team around slightly. Obviously, some people playing out of position. Matt Worthington going to right back, a few attacking options missing. Is that? I'm guessing after the game you were very proud of what the team were able to achieve, given the fact that it wasn't your regular setup.
No, but I had no real issues because the way our fullbacks play, they are certainly on the right side. They are basically wingers. So I had no worries whether that had been Worthy, Sonny, Charlie, can all play out there in the way we play. So I wasn't too worried about that. I knew that Worthy would be really competent, and going back to the front line, I mean, this level and the one above, if you say there's a front line of Frank Noble, Jordan Young, Sam Pearson, Dylan Morgan, a lot of teams would bite your hand off for that front four. So we're missing Hyde and Murph, but those four are more than capable.
Do we know how long Jake and Murph are going to be out for?
Sustained period of time, I would think, yeah.
I'm guessing, just chatting to Frank about it then, it probably means more game time for him, something that he's going to relish in, hopefully.
Well, the reason we brought Ollie Thomas in, I think you saw Ollie's quality when he came off the bench the other night. It was a pace, power, strength that caused issues and helped us to get the third goal. So yeah, that's the reason we brought Ollie in, is to try and help take the workload off of Frank a bit.
How happy were you to get that signing over the line? Because obviously you'd seen what he could do at the start of the season and got pulled back prematurely. So how delighted were you to get that signing over the line? We've
been in contact with Ollie. We get on really well with Brian Tinian at Bristol, and he's helped us out on numerous occasions. Ollie's been to a few of our games. It was a shame he played so well against Newport in pre-season because obviously they came and took him. But we were just waiting for his injury to clear up, and once his injury was clear, he was always going to come back here.
We'll get on to the weekend game in a moment, but squad-wise, do you feel like now you are in a more settled position? I know it's quite a small squad, but that's how you like it.
I think we've been settled. Our squad hasn't changed much. And when we talk about recruitment, we've only added players that we think can help us for the foreseeable. And when those opportunities come along, we try and act really fast. But yeah, our squad's been pretty settled, and certainly the 11 or the 14, 15 players that we use has been really settled.
You won't be going for Mbappe on the Bosman then?
I'm not sure we can stretch to that, but you never know.
Well, that's the chairman afterwards. Maidstone this weekend. What did you make of them? That was an incredible game they had against Ipswich.
Yeah, we watched it on the coach on the way to St Albans, and they could have been 5-0 down after 15 minutes, and that's what happens in the FA Cup. Sometimes you get that bit of luck. They grew in confidence. Their organisation was fantastic, and they got their rewards, and they've made a hell of a lot of money. Got through. They're now in the 5th round. So yeah, fair play to him. George has done a brilliant job there, and they're still in contention at the top end of the table.
Does going that far into the FA Cup distract them at all, and generally clubs in general, lower league clubs getting to that stage, does it distract them at all from what they're doing in the league? Because for those players, they may well be thinking, next stage of the FA Cup, I don't want to pick up an injury. Potentially, I could be playing in a 5th round.
We're not expecting that. We're expecting them to be fully professional, to be really ready to. Again, playing against a team at the top of the league, your game automatically raise, your levels raise. We have to deal with that, like I said, every week, and full credit to our players. So we're expecting a really, really tough afternoon on a plastic pitch against a really good team.
I've chatted to Frank briefly about the element of going on to plastically comparing those games. Obviously, you have more of those pitches nowadays than you used to. Do you train differently? Do you work on set pieces differently than you would do to when you're playing on grass?
Yes, we don't change the way we play in terms of how we are in and out of possession. Obviously, the ball moves differently. The speed of the ball moves differently. So, but the thing is, there's no regulation, so they don't have to be the same. So, Eastbourne's pitch will move totally different to Maidstone's pitch. So. That's the main thing, being able to know what kind of plastic it is, because there's no regulation with the National League. So it can be difficult, but like I said, no excuses. We train on our 3G tomorrow, and let them have a blast on that and get used to it.
Do you mind playing on the artificial surfaces? I know some players don't like it, but you as a manager, do you mind that change?
I don't like it one bit. It's not football for me, but we never ever use it as an excuse. As Brian Clough said, football's supposed to be played on grass. I understand why some teams do it, but it's not for me. But that's, full respect to Maidstone. They have a club to run, and we won't use that as an excuse.
And the fact that they're fourth in the league shows how good a club they are, and they held you up to a draw this season.
Really good club. Chairman there, Bill Williams, has been there years. George is doing a great job, the manager and his staff. So we know it's going to be a real tough afternoon.
Would you say, Mark, that there's not really, it's a bit of a false position, the fact there's 19 points between yourself and Maidstone? I think it is something like that. It wasn't a gap you would expect. Am I right thinking?
I think if we get bogged down talking about point gap, games to play, I think the way I prefer to work is, and it's so boring, is we just deal with the next one. And I know fans will be looking at the league table. If we win there and we do that and they lose there, I can't think like that. I just think about how we're going to try and get a result on Saturday. I think it's futile to keep. Well, if we win Saturday, we might be 16 clear. If we lose, we're only 10 clear. So it's just head down, think about the next game.
Back in around 2008, you were Kettering, and in a similar sort of position, and flew National League North. Am I right? Do you see similarities between this Yeovil side and Kettering side from back then?
See a similarity in the camaraderie and the strength of the group. We have a totally different way of playing. To that team, I had a team of absolute monsters that were horrible to play against in a physical way. I would think that we might be a bit more horrible to play against in maybe a technical way, tactical way. I see similarities in the camaraderie and the closeness of the group, definitely.